supermarket hopping.
So the shelves were empty? They didn't
Yeah, empty. No rice, no bread, no preserved food, no frozen food, because people are worried about transportation system is not good, so that company will not deliver food to the supermarket.
Yeah, that was the big problem, because on Friday and part of Saturday the roads were out, so the trucks couldn't come with their shipments.
Oh, okay. So there was a reason that people were concerned. It wasn't just
yes.
Right.
Thinking about what might happen in the future.
And of course they're thinking too now about, with the trains down for part of the day, of course there are going to be some transportation problems.
Yeah.
Because
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. Because electricity company worry about how can I say, about we will not have enough electricity, so that they want to save electricity, so that they asked about 4 million how can I 4 million household including company to save energy, so that last night our Prime Minister announced some part they put a schedule when they stop electricity by press.
You're having rolling blackouts. I think in California you had that before.
We've had that before.
Because of the drought, I think at one time, and yeah, so it's well, here it looks like it's not such a long time. It's only, according to what I read, 3 hours each day. So not such
3 hours each day?
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah,
but it may last to end of April.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's going for a long time, and that wipes out the trains too, right? The blackout means the trains will not be running. That's the thing that I'm most concerned about.
Yeah. So it's how can I say? It's troublesome to control, because train stop, some part of train will stop, some part will not. So that.
So how do you figure out? So is there a schedule? Do you know when the blackout's going to hit?
Right. They broadcast this on TV, and of course they have a website with all the information. But I think they haven't set it. They haven't set the schedule yet for tomorrow, and it's kind of they're kind of having organization troubles, and it's kind of it's the first time they've done this here, so maybe at first they'll have some trouble organizing the whole system.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's very complicated to figure that out. So is that because they can't get coal to the power plants to? Right.
They can't. They shut down so many power plants, the nuclear power plants.
Yeah.
And in Japan, we get over 30% of our electricity from nuclear power.
Yeah.
So it's quite serious, quite a big problem.
Oh dear. So yeah, if you have multiple nuclear plants out of commission, that puts a dent in the whole system. Right.
The people in Osaka and other parts of Japan are not having any trouble, but here around Tokyo we have some trouble.
Oh dear.
And I could see it could be really bad if you're like some apartments or condominiums where the elevators, I think some elevators would automatically shut off. They don't have I'm not sure how they're working that. Our elevator has emergency power system, but I've heard that some older ones do not have a backup system.
Ooh, so you just use the stairs.
Right. Good exercise.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
But if you're an elderly person, of course, that would be...
someone who needed to like a device machine to survive.
Right, like some kind of medical situation that.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I hope they, they're prepared for that kind of problem.
Yeah, they prepared how can I say battery?
Mm-hmm. Some kind of battery.
Generator?
Some kind of generator and.
Kind of backup system. For
Yeah.
And of course, at hospitals they won't be shutting off the power. They'll have power all the time.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
So I didn't read any reports of any of the train systems being damaged in Tokyo.
No.
They're all running, right?
Let's see. I think now they're running, but tonight, because of the blackout, from the afternoon, a few lines will stop running. A few neighborhoods.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the nuclear thing is, again, not such a big problem. I think it's kind of like I'm just reading in the newspaper, if I can trust the newspaper, the Japan Times says, no signs yet of a Chernobyl-type catastrophe. This is not Chernobyl.
Yeah, but isn't there's fear that things might get worse, right? That's the...
Right, but it looks at this stage that it's not that likely, knock on wood again.
Yeah. Well, I certainly hope not. There's been enough problems. Yeah, the newspapers here are saying there's some reports, it doesn't look like they're very well substantiated, but that some reports that the death toll might be as high as 10,000 people.
That's for sure. It's going to be over 10,000. There's, for example, there was one fishing village where there were 17,000 people, and they've only about 7,000 people have been found.
Yeah, that's
alive.
There's a whole bunch of people missing.
Right.
And also some all total except this town about 10,000 more 10,000 people people cannot contact more than 10,000 people.
Oh my goodness.
Now, hopefully, some of those people will turn up in, someplace, but a lot of them, of course, will not. So, I mean, Tokyo, it's not so bad, but up there, it's really, really terrible.
Closer to the epicenter, it was.
Right, along the coast where the tsunami hit. We're protected here because we have Tokyo Bay, but up there, of course, there are no bays.
It was exposed.
Right.
Direct hit.
Right. So it's a really rough situation.
Ooh, yeah.
But of course here it was not such a great time either. I mean, we could really feel that earthquake and the aftershocks. All Friday night there were continuous aftershocks.
I know. I looked on the site that shows all the quakes. It was just there were like dozens, I think.
Right, one after another.
Yeah.
And of course, this building here, it was swaying back and forth. You can imagine that. 13th floor.
Uh-huh.
Not exactly a lucky number. Russ, you have something in your ear. There, he looks better.
I don't know what that was about.
Probably mosquitoes there, right? It's so warm in Sacramento.
Yeah.
You guys probably have mosquitoes already. Summertime?
Not yet.
Only 30 degrees Celsius?
No, it's not that warm.
64 degrees.
They look warm.
You guys look warm. I think, Russ, you're wearing short sleeves?
No.
I see, to protect yourself from the fallout. Good idea.
That's right.
Wear long sleeve shirts.
So, food shortage and a pain getting around and blackout.
Yeah.
Hay fever.
Are businesses open?
Many after last Friday, many stores closed earlier, about 3 or 4 hours early.
Uh-huh.
And I think I think people worker cannot use train, so that means how they work, how they open their company or offices.
Right,
Yeah,
they can
that's
only
one-
take a bus, and there are not that many buses.
No,
Right.
a lot of bus, Chuck.
Yeah, but I mean, with the trains, there's so many people that
I
commute
see.
by train. If all those
Yeah.
people suddenly take a bus to work,
So that some people need to use a taxi, so they said to cost a lot.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you would think that would affect the businesses. And
Mm.
so the economic, and your students, Mom said some of your students weren't able to make it to your,
yes, of course, yes, but so far not so bad.
No, some
But-
people cancel.
Right, but we're not sure. Hopefully the situation will get better. But the it's real a problem with the transportation,
yeah.
and we're not, if it lasts until the end of April, that's a very long time.
So if the basic problem is electricity,
Yeah,
and if
yes,
that lasts for a while, that
yeah,
Right,
big problem.
and I think Toyota shut down their operations today, right? Their
Today.
big factory.
Ooh.
Well, I read in the newspaper they shut down all of their where they make, the manufacturing.
Oh.
Yeah, I all of them. They said they're gonna close it all.
Mm.
Right, Toyota's down for today at least, and they're
They're gonna close all their car making facilities.
right. There are a lot of places like that probably will follow suit, probably do the same thing. But hopefully it won't last that long. Hopefully they'll get some power from a different source. I'm not sure at this point exactly what it is, but hopefully the situation will ameliorate in the near future.
Mm.
But it's kind of scary. but one good thing we haven't had any aftershocks. I've from time to time I look at our light here, and it's before it was frequently moving because of an aftershock, but we haven't had an aftershock for a good long time.
So it's quieted down.
Right. So far so good.
You have candles?
Candles? Candles?
Well, the lights are gone.
It's kind of dangerous. And,
Yeah. What are you going to do when blackout comes?
we don't even know exactly when it's going to be,
Yeah.
and it looks like most of the blackouts are scheduled during the daytime because that's when the greatest demand is.
That's when people
Oh,
use
that's pretty
electricity.
good.
That's peak demand. But we do have, like our cell phone flashlights. But I think in a building like this, it's probably not a good idea to use candles. If many Tokyoites use candles, we're going to have a lot of fires in the near future.
Well, that's what we do. See, we have also lights that they turn off in the Philippines to save. We've been doing that for a long time.
Right.
So we use candles. So they turn it off like 2 hours or 3 hours a day, just to save. They did that for quite some time.
Mm.
It always happens in the Philippines.
Mm.
So we always have candles.
But we're worried about if people are using the candles and an earthquake happens.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I said candles.
That's the reason why the 1923 earthquake in Tokyo was such a terrible disaster was that it struck right at 11:55, just before lunchtime. So many people were using their ovens and stoves to cook.
Oh dear.
Just before lunchtime, 11:55.
So lots of fire.
Right. That was the the biggest problem, the terrible fires. But anyway, let's hope this doesn't. Let's hope this is not as bad as. We're crossing our fingers. Please
Yeah.
cross your fingers and toes for us.
Yeah. Well, glad